We're back for game number 2 between the Brush Beet Diggers and the Strasburg Indians. Brush won the first game 15-4. We will be going to this game here shortly. The umpires are meeting with the coaches, and we're just getting our last little stretches here on getting the lineup set. And I'll let Evan talk just a little bit. If he needs to do some of these, then I'll have this, and then we can make this whole thing work really good. Coaches are just notorious for just taking their time at getting you what you need, and they don't always give you the benefit of being able to take care of this plenty of time in advance.
All right, so we're going to get right into Bank of Colorado. It's the only bank dedicated to help you make the most of living here. They're not just a bank in Colorado, they're Bank of Colorado. Proud supporter of local sports and academics. So like Kevin said, we're right here ready to get started. Coaches just shook hands with the umpires, and they're getting back to their dugouts to the start of the game. So last game, the Brush Beet Diggers beat the Strasburg Indians 15-4. So, and that was in 5 innings, if I'm right there, Kevin. And so we're hoping to do the same thing here. Brush Beaters hoping to capitalize again and bring their RPI to their wins to 7-5. And so we'll see here how this goes in this game, and we'll be ready to get started here shortly.
Okay, the Beet Digger starting lineup is brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go. Check it out today. For the Brush Beet Diggers, Ty Griffith will lead off and hit first. He'll be in right field. Alejandro Maltos Garcia will be hitting second, the second baseman. Kyle Wellen will hit third, the first baseman. David Wolf will be the cleanup hitter in center field, hitting fourth. Cesar Hinojos will be behind the plate, catching. Braxton Shelton will be the number 6 hitter, the shortstop. Caden Moriarty will be the third baseman, hitting seventh. Jace Krieger will be on the mound, and he'll be pitching for the Brush Beet Diggers. And Caden Schwint will hit in the 9-hole in left field. And for Strasburg, Thomas Devlin will lead off. Jack Swanson will be in hitting second. Cole Nickel will be the pitcher hitting third. Daniel Alvarado, the first baseman, hitting fourth. Blake Coombs, the second baseman, hitting fifth. Epsom Bradley, the shortstop, hitting sixth. Jesse Burt will be the designated hitter for Jesse Hinton. And Cameron Van Loo will be in left field hitting eighth, and DJ Cannon will be hitting ninth. So that is our starting lineups. So for Strasburg, Cameron Van Loo in left, Jack Swanson in center. Right fielder is Jesse Hilton. Thomas Devlin at third base, Blake Coombs at second, Daniel Alvarado at first. Epsom Bradley will be the shortstop. Behind the plate is the freshman DJ Cannon, and on the hill for the Strasburg Indians is Cole Nickel. Brush Beet Diggers will be the visitors in this game, and Ty Griffith will be coming up to the plate, hitting first for the Brush Beet Diggers, with Alejandro Maltos Garcia hitting second, and Kyle Wellen hitting third. So our first pitch will be coming right up. Cole Nickel looks like he throws the ball well for the Strasburg Indians.
On the mound for your Beet Diggers, number 2, Jace Krieger. And left fielder, number 14, Hayden Schwint. Lineup.
Throw on a second to get these things started. And we'll get to the opening pitch here. The opening pitch is brought to you by Buildings by Design. When it comes to experience, Buildings by Design is the best in the business. Quality, commitment, and experience makes Buildings by Design the only choice when it comes to your next project.
Leading off for your Beet Diggers in the top of the first inning, right fielder.
Third baseman, first baseman, they talk to Cole Nickel on the hill and give him last-minute instruction as they are ready to play. Strasburg will be the home team in this game. Ty Griffith comes to the plate after a 4-for-4 effort in the first game. First pitch from Cole Nickel inside and high to Ty Griffith, ball one. Game time temperature for this game, 83 degrees. Curveball, strike on the outside corner of the plate. Cole Nickel looks like he throws well. Cole Nickel is a junior for the Strasburg Indians. Pitch, and Griffith hits the ball. Two-hopper up into the, past the shortstop and into center field for a single. Griffith is perfect on the day.
Second baseman, number 12, Hondo Maltos
That brings up Alejandro Maltos Garcia. Hondo started off the first inning last game with a grand slam home run. Second at bat, he came up with the bases loaded again and hit a single to right field for 2 more RBIs. So Hondo had 6 RBIs in the last game. Comes to the plate with Griffith on it. First, Griffith is the right fielder, so he doesn't get the advantage of the courtesy runner in this game. Cole Nickel from the stretch and the pitch.
Big lead there by Ty
Ball.
Griffith.
Umpire, just the timing of how they call balls and strikes, you got to get used to what they do, and I just want to make sure that I get the correct call. 1-0 pitch. And Maltos Garcia hits the ball out to left field over the left fielder's head, and the ball is off the fence. Griffith is on his way to third. Maltos Garcia in at second, and Griffith comes on in and scores. Griffith scores from first. Maltos Garcia with a double, RBI double. That ball was hit off the fence, Evan, over the left fielder's head. Hondo got all of that ball and missed it by maybe 3 feet of going out.
Great job there. Great hit by Alejandro Maltos Garcia, and that'll bring up Kyle Wellen here for the Beat Diggers. And already a meeting by the teammates over to the pitcher's mound.
Yeah, DJ Cannon, the catcher, and Daniel Alvarado, the first baseman. They come out and they talk to Cole Nickel, the pitcher. So we're 2 minutes into the game. Nobody out, and Brush with a 1-0 lead over the Strasburg Indians in the Brush half of the top of the first inning. Kyle Wellen to the plate. Nickel looks back to second. The pitch, and Wellen hits the ball towards the shortstop. Two-hopper to the shortstop, and Hondo takes off and goes to third. And Wellen is on at first on the throw, and Hondo comes in and scores on the overthrow from the first baseman to the third baseman. And Alvarado, the first baseman, threw that ball over the third baseman's head, and he's holding his left arm. He's a left-hander, and he's holding his left arm. So, Evan, take care of one of these, and I'll take care of what we need to while they tend to Daniel Alvarado here on the play.
Premier Farm Credit understands production ag and has been serving our rural communities for over 100 years with locations in Sterling, Fort Morgan, Yuma, and Holyoke. And one thing we can hope here, I mean, for the Strasburg Indians, especially in the case that they're in, is that he's okay. Because he came out and pitched today, and he did well, but now he's hurt. So we have Marla coming in and to check him out.
Actually, 2 errors on the play from the shortstop to the first baseman, and then the first baseman through the third baseman. We're going to have a break in the action here in the top of the first inning as the trainer comes out in order to tend to Daniel Alvarado, trainer for Brush, Marla Tappy. We'll take just a short break. Brush Bee Diggers 2, Strasburg Indians 0. There's 1 out in the top of the first. You're listening to Bee Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. To Sunset Field, the Dale Waylert Memorial scoreboard shows that the Brush Bee Diggers are ahead of the Strasburg Indians 2-0 in the top of the first inning. The Brush Bee Diggers are the visitors on their own field, as Strasburg Indians had rain on their field on Tuesday, and they weren't able to get that game in, and so everything was moved to Brush today That's why there's the doubleheader. And Alvarado throws a couple balls back and forth with Cole Nickel, the pitcher. And he already looks like he has a sleeve on his upper shoulder. And looks like everybody's going to come back to where they need to. DJ Cannon behind the plate and Cole Nickel on the mound. Nickel has thrown 6 pitches, 4 strikes, 2 balls. And Kyle Wellen is – where's Kyle?
Kyle's out.
Was he out?
He was out.
He was out. Okay.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to have to go back and I'm going to have to fix that.
So David Wolf is going to be up to bat here. As everybody kind of gets settled and ready to go once again, the umps give the thumbs up and we're going to be on our way here. And the pitch is going to be a breaking ball for a strike on the outer lower portion of the plate. And Cole Nickel is the pitcher. Gets set in the throw. And that'll be outside and low. For the catcher, DJ Cannon. Nickel looks in the cannon and the pitch. Swung on and driven deep center field. And going back and right at the fence makes the catch. And that'll be Swanson. So Swanson makes the catch right at the... Has to probably go 20 feet to his left to make the catch right at the fence there. And that'll bring up Cesar Hinojos. And with 2 outs here. So 2 runs and 2 outs for Cesar Hinojos to make something happen. And the pitch by Nickel. Swung on and driven foul. Right over the batting cages over on the right-hand side near the Strasburg dugouts.
Brush with a 2-0 lead in the top of the first inning. 2 outs. The 0-1 pitch in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike to Cesar Hinojos. Alvarado still reaching up and grabbing his left shoulder. Curveball, strike on the outside corner of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cesar is going to be behind the plate for this game. Pitch, the 1-2 pitch in the dirt, 2-2. Cole Nickel a little bit quicker on the mound.
He is.
You know, when you're confident and you know what you're doing, I mean, the 2-2 pitch from Nickel, curveball swinging, strike 3. So
in the inning there.
Hinojos out. And for Brush, 2 runs, 2 hits. There was 1 Strasburg error. I think there was 2 Strasburg errors. There was nobody left on base. So after a half inning of play, Brush Beat Diggers 2, Strasburg Indians 0. And coming to the plate, you're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush Beat Diggers with a 2-0 lead as they are the visitors on their home field. Jace Krieger on the mound for the Brush Beat Diggers. Cesar Hinojos behind the plate. That is your battery. Around the bases, Kyle Wellen at first, Alejandro Maltos Garcia at second, Caden Moriarty at third, and Braxton Shelton is your shortstop. Caden Schwint in left field, David Wolf in center, and Ty Griffith is in right field. So Jace Krieger comes to the game with a 1-0 record with a 3.89 ERA. He's pitched 9 innings, given up 7 hits and 4 base on balls. So Jace threw well after he got through the first inning, the last game that
Just kind of looked like he
ended
needed
up
a
having.
little more warm-up there before the game. It seemed the more the game progressed, the better he became. So
Yeah, he just became more and more settled, more and more comfortable as he was pitching against Valley. Is that right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was Valley.
The games kind of blend together, and you just want to make sure that you're talking about the same
Yep.
one. Anyway, the first pitch from Jace Krieger to Thomas Devlin. Upstairs, a ball. Hinojos framed that pitch well. Good target behind the plate. Griffith does a nice job, and Hinojos is caught for quite a while and swinging strike as Thomas Devlin swings through the pitch that was right around the letters. Jace Krieger with a 1-1 pitch. The offering upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. Jace Krieger gets the sign, brings the pitch. I thought it looked good.
That did look good from this angle, but according to the umpire, that was a ball.
I think Jace took a little bit off that pitch. Breaking ball, 3 balls and a strike to the leadoff hitter, Thomas Devlin. And the ball hit right up the middle. Base hit, line drive. David Wolf picks the ball up, throws it back in play, throws it back to the second baseman, and they get the ball back to Jace Krieger. That was a solid hit right up the middle.
That was.
It's exactly the same way Strasburg started in the first game, in the first inning. They had several hits. Well, they had their hits in the first inning. Then
Yeah.
After that, they didn't have any until the 5th inning. Krieger from the stretch. The pitch. And the reach out for a bunt. Krieger picks up the ball and throws to first. And called safe at first. Krieger got to the ball and fielded it cleanly and threw to first cleanly. It's just Jack Swanson got down the line quick for a single. So runners at first and second for the Strasburg Indians in their half of the first inning. Cole Nickel comes to the plate. Pitch upstairs from Jace Krieger. Just needs to settle in and throw strikes and allow his defense in order to, stay clean, take care of what they need to here on the defensive side of the game. Right, Evan?
That's exactly right, Kevin.
The Evan and Kevin show. Time called at the plate by the umpire. I think the hitter, Cole Nickel, said, wait a second. Krieger looks to the sign from Hinojos. Pitch. Other side of that and throw more strikes than balls. Absolutely. Krieger looks back at second. The pitch upstairs. To the number 3 hitter, Cole Nickel. Daniel Alvarado is on deck. The pitch from Krieger, a strike right down the middle. 3 balls and a strike. Krieger and Hinojos are working together. Pitch from Krieger, fouled back to the screen. Full count. Runners at first and second, nobody out. We'll see what Coach Hacker does for Strasburg with a full count, runners at first and second. Krieger and Hinojos making sure they're on the same page. Krieger from the stretch, the 3-2 pitch, and Krieger threw the ball to center field on a pickoff, and now rushed through the ball into the dugout. And nope, it came off the fence. So everybody moved up on the air by Krieger as he threw the ball away to center field. So runners at second and third, nobody out for your number 3 hitter, the 3-2 pitch. The payoff pitch on its way and hit to center field. David Wolf going back, and the ball's over his head. So we'll have 2-run score. We'll have a tie score as Cole Nickel strides into second base. Devlin scores, Swanson scores, Nickel on at second, and our score is 2-0 in the bottom of the first inning.
Correction, that's 2-2. They made up that score, and now it's 2-2.
Did I just say 2-0?
Yes.
Yeah, I meant 2-2. I think right before that I said the score is tied, and then right after that, anyway. So runner at second in Cole Nickel. Alvarado, the hitter. The pitch from Krieger outside to Daniel Alvarado. Hitting over 600 as he started the doubleheader today. He's the one that had the hurt shoulder. Pitch from Krieger outside. 2 balls, no strikes to Daniel Alvarado. Krieger in a little bit of a jam. Nobody out, runner at second. The pitch fouled back to the screen. 2 balls and a strike. Good cut by Alvarado. Good sized kid, maybe 6 foot, 6'1".
Yeah.
Alvarado, the senior. Before this season, he would have been a sophomore playing varsity baseball. Swings through the curveball from Krieger. 2 balls, 2 strikes. With last season being washed out because of COVID. Hinojo sets up on the outside corner of the plate, and the ball hit back up the middle to Shelton. Shelton over to first and out at first. Nickel moves up to third on the play.
Great job there by Braxton Shelton and able to get that play over. That was kind of a tough play for him, but he rolled right in there for the out. So great job by Braxton Shelton there.
So now a runner at third with 1 out. The score 2-2, Evan. 2-2. I've got it. By Jove, I've got it. Runner at third. Pitch from Krieger. Curveball to the screen, and nobody's coming. The ball kind of came back to Hinojos. He had to go about 10 feet to his right and picked up the ball as it ricocheted back to him. But Cole Nickel did not come to the plate. It's to Brush's advantage because they know the way the ball bounces off that backstop.
Yeah.
By this being their home field, even though they're the visitor in this game. Pitch from Krieger. Strike on the outside corner at the knees. Ball on a strike to Blake Coombs. Blake Coombs, a senior. Nickel leads off from third. Krieger from the stretch, the pitch. Swinging through the pitch, a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Blake Coombs. Seems like you get through about the first 4 hitters for Strasburg, and the talent level seems like it falls off, doesn't it, Evan?
It sure does.
I mean, just the way they take their swings, their defensive swings.
And time is called.
Coombs steps out, looks down at his coach, Dallas Hacker. Find out what the signal is with a 1-2 count. Krieger looks in for the sign, the pitch. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To Blake Coombs. Runner at third. 1 out. 2-2 score here in the bottom of the first inning. Krieger the pitch. Curveball. Nice bender. Called a ball.
No, it's called a strike there.
Was that a strike?
That was a strike.
Okay. Strike 3. Strikeout looking. My mistake.
They'll bring up Eston Bradley for the Strasburg Indians.
2 outs. Epsom Bradley comes to the plate. Bradley, the shortstop, pitched a little bit last game. Hits that ball up. Wellen goes back, and gets under it, calls everybody off, and catches the ball two-handed for the out. So the pop out to Wellen at first takes care of the Strasburg Indians. The Strasburg Indians scored 2 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 beat digger error and 1 runner left on base after 1 complete inning of play. Brush Beat Diggers 2, Strasburg Indians 2. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Brush Beat Diggers and the Strasburg Indians are tied up after the first inning in Brush. On Brush's field, Brush is the visitor for this game of the doubleheader. Braxton Shelton comes to the plate for the Diggers.
Now batting for the Diggers, number 18, Braxton Shelton.
Cole Nickel, the pitcher for Strasburg. I missed a few pitches in the first inning. I'm sure he's probably up around 15 or 16, somewhere right in that range. I'm sitting on 12, so I'm a little bit off. But no worse for the wear. Braxton Shelton comes to the plate. The pitch from Nickel. A ball in the dirt. And as we were talking in that first game, you know, with Braxton, he just needs to get back to where he's just hitting the ball up the middle and just a nice, easy swing. He doesn't have to hit him out. He just needs to make good, solid contact. Pitch down. So Braxton Shelton up in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Beautiful day for baseball, Evan. Let's play 2. The pitch from Cole Nickel. A strike on the outside corner.
Braxton kind of asked him, where was that?
Nickel working quickly. The pitch outside. Shelton ahead in the count. That's one thing that he hasn't had much of late. Seems like he's an aggressive hitter. He likes to see the pitch and swing, and he usually ends up down in the count. 3-1 pitch upstairs, and Braxton walks on 5 pitches. Brings to the plate Caden Moriarty. Moriarty comes to the plate with Braxton Shelton on at first. Nickel working from the stretch, giving a look over at Shelton at first. The pitch. A strike on the outside corner to the left. Ended hitting Caden Moriarty. Shelton with a good lead at first. And back. Oh, here I could see that move coming from the pitcher. I mean, it was probably pretty close to a balk, just because he's looking over his right shoulder in order to see the runner at first instead of his left shoulder. The pitch upstairs to Moriarty. A ball and a strike.
It's kind of interesting there.
And just with his mullet, I mean, it just makes it easy in order to be able to see when he's going to go to first or whatever he's going to do with the pitch. I think that could be an indicator as to whether you take off or not. That pitch was low ball. 2 balls and a strike to Caden Moriarty. Because you can see his hair move before you can see his body move.
Oh, yeah.
With that mullet. 2-1 offering upstairs to Moriarty. 3 balls and a strike. Hitters count right here, Evan. We'll see what Moriarty does if the ball's anywhere close to his hitting zone. Nickel with the pitch. Shelton off. Moriarty on ball 4. Walks. Shelton moves up to second base. Brush has 2 runners via the walk here in the second inning. Jace Krieger comes to the plate. He'll be able to help his cause as he is the pitcher on the mound for the Brush Beat Diggers in this second game of this doubleheader. Nickel looks into his freshman catcher, DJ Cannon. What a name for a catcher, Cannon. Anyway, that's kind of funny. The pitch from Nickel. Kerper ball, and it goes through Cannon's glove to the screen, and the runners move up to second and third. So the pitch was a ball. With a 2-2 score, there's nobody out. The pitch from Nickel to Krieger. Ball fouled back over the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Krieger got a good cut at that pitch.
He sure did.
It was letter high, and he unleashed. He's choking up about 2 inches from the knob. So he's doing the Clyde Freehoff, let's put the ball in play. The pitch, ball in the dirt, curveball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. See if Brush can get a run and put up a crooked number here in the second inning. The pitch, curveball, outside, full count. Looked a little close for comfort, but full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nickel shakes his catcher off, and Krieger calls time. Good.
Well, one of them had to.
Nickel has in his mind what he wants to throw on a 3-2 count, and now he nods yes, and the pitch. And it's in the dirt, and the ball goes to the screen and bounces back to DJ Cannon, and Krieger goes down to first base on the ball 4. See if we have a courtesy runner for Jace Krieger. Doesn't look like there's anybody coming out of the dugout for the Brush Beat Diggers. Caden Schwint comes to the plate with the bases loaded. Nobody out for the Brush Beat Diggers here in the top of the second inning. The pitch upstairs to Schwint. 1 ball, no strikes.
And there's the courtesy runner right there.
There's our courtesy runner. Who is that?
Nate Tyne.
Nate Tyne.
Wait.
No, that's number 3, Nate Tyne.
Pitch runner, first base, number 3, Nate Tyne.
That is Nate Tyne. I thought. Yeah. He's an upcoming junior for the Beat Diggers.
The pitch from Nickel, the 1-0 pitch, upstairs to Caden Schwint. Make the count 2 balls, no strikes. No place to put Schwint. Either Schwint gets a base hit or we score a run. The pitch, strike right down the middle. Schwint was taking all the way. 2 balls and a strike to one of the leading hitters for the Brush Beat Diggers. Leading hitters, leading on base percentage. The pitch, strike at the knees. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Caden Schwint, the left fielder. Cole Nickel shaking his catcher off again. Now he gives a heads shake yes, and time called at the plate. Good job by Caden. Pitcher taking just a little bit long in knowing what he wants to throw, but Brush Beat Digger is good at stepping out. The pitch from Nickel, the 2-2. Upstairs, full count. Here we are in the second inning, nobody out, and Nickel, and I know I'm off on my pitch count, but Cole Nickel with 33 pitches. We'll just go with that because I've got what I have on my books, the pitch, and Schwint fouls that back over towards the on-deck circle. Ty Griffith grabs the ball, gets it back to DJ Cannon, and Cannon, with his cannon, throws it back to the pitcher. You didn't smile at that, Evan.
Huh?
The 3-2 count, and Schwint hits the ball out to left field, and we'll have a sacrifice fly, the catch, and the tag, and Braxton Shelton comes in to score, and everybody else moves up. So Caden Schwint hits the sacrifice fly, and everybody moves up. And so Brush takes the lead 3-2 over
Now batting number 10, Ty Griffith.
the Strasburg Indians.
And that'll bring up Ty Griffith for the Beat Diggers.
Looks like maybe Strasburg is going to appeal one of these. And they appealed to the base umpire, and the base umpire checked with the home plate umpire, and the home plate umpire gives a safe signal. Brings to the plate Ty Griffith with Brush with a 3-2 lead in the top of the second inning. Runners at second and third, one out. Griffith, perfect on the night. 5 for 5, 4 for 4 in the first game, and with a single to start the game here in this second game. Ty Griffith is going to be getting closer and closer to the batting average lead. Strasburg playing their their fielders in on the grass. First pitch to Griffith, foul back to the screen. Nickel looking in, agrees with his catcher, the pitch. Curveball upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Greg Mullen at State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Greg Mullen and his team are there to make the insurance world easy for you. Call them today at 842-4555. Curveball outside. 2 balls and a strike to Ty Griffith. Nate Tyne on at second. Caden Moriarty on at third. Ty Griffith, the hitter. The pitch upstairs to Griffith. 3 balls and a strike. Hitters count.
It is.
Nickel has been falling behind. This is pitch number 40, and he's 22 balls into the game. The pitch. And Griffith hits the ball down the line. It's got distance. Is it going to stay fair? Is it going to stay fair? And it is a home run, a 3-run home run. Brush takes a 6-2 lead on a 3-run home run from the leadoff hitter, Ty Griffith.
Wow. That ball was scorched, but it's just a matter of whether it's fair or not.
The ball was hit high enough, and it was just a matter, is it going to make it over the fence and fair, or is it going to go foul? But it was fair. The umpire gives the signal, and we're good to go. Brush is leading 6-2 in the top of the second inning, bringing to the plate Alejandro Maltos Garcia. He had a double his first time up tonight in this game. 6 RBIs in the first game for Alejandro Maltos Garcia, with a grand slam in the first inning of the first game and a 2-run RBI double in the second inning of the first game. Nobody on, 1 out. Cole Nickel and his catcher DJ Cannon working together. The pitch. And Motos Garcia does not offer at that pitch. Called a strike at the letters. Nickel, the 0-1 pitch, curveball. Upstairs, a ball. Nickel getting frustrated with the umpire on his curveballs. Plus, I think there's a little bit of verbiage coming from the Strasburg dugout. One pitch, curveball, strike. Snuck through the zone at the knees. I think the umpire's been consistent calling those curveballs. The 1-2 pitch from Nickel in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brush with a 6-2 lead here in the top of the second inning. Brush has 6 runs on 3 hits. The 2-2 pitch, curveball, grounded 3-hopper to the shortstop, fumble the ball, and Hondo is safe at first with a single. I think he would have been safe regardless whether the ball was fielded cleanly or not.
Yeah.
Hondo gets down the line pretty good. We'll give him a base hit. To the plate comes Kyle Wellen. 1 on. Hondo at first with a good lead. The pitch to Kyle Wellen. Upstairs, a ball. Kyle reached in the first inning on an error. Pitch from Nickel upstairs. Hondo with an excellent secondary lead at first. Catcher give it a look, but did not throw down to first base. Hondo with a great lead at first. The pitch. Wellen does not offer at the strike at the belt.
Kind of thought about it there, but he just didn't follow through with it.
2 balls and a strike to Kyle Wellen. Hondo with his lead at first. Nickel, the stretch, curveball, strike. His curveball cuts really hard and through the zone. Probably a 10-2 curveball, or 10-4 curveball. The 2-2 offering from Nickel. Fastball. Wellen hits the ball hard to Swanson in center field, and it's over Swanson's head. Hondo, round second, over to third. Wellen with a double.
Great hit there by Wellen.
Wellen got a fastball and was ready for it and crushed it. So runners at second and third. Hondo at third, Wellen at second. Brings to the plate the cleanup hitter for this game, David Wolf. Brush with a 6-2 lead. 6 runs on 5 hits for the Brush Bee Diggers so far in the game. 1 out.
Infield playing in.
Nickel, the pitch, and fouled back to the screen. So Wolf falls behind in the count. No balls and a strike. Nickel from the full windup. The pitch, curveball, a strike on the outside corner. That's a nice bender. I
It
mean,
is.
Brush needs to see a good curveball like that, and then wait on that fastball and turn on it like Kyle Wellen did in the hitter right before this. Pitch, the 0-2 pitch upstairs to David Wolf. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Crooked numbers in the first inning and the second inning for the Brush Beat Diggers. Nickel shaking off his catcher again, and Wolf calls time. Brush is pretty well schooled in doing that, just saying, you know what, I can step out. I don't need to stand here with the bat up in that position the whole time. Curveball from Nickel to Wolf, a strike. Curveball. Wolf strikes out looking.
Now batting number 22.
So runners at second and third. 2 outs. Cesar Hinojos comes up. Cesar struck out his first time in this game. Swinging. The pitch from Nickel. Curveball, a strike. Looks like that's his go-to pitch. Cole Nickel with a 1.12 ERA coming into the game. That's going to go up. Pitch from Nickel to Hinojos upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nickel looks like he's the second most relied upon pitcher after Alvarado with 18 2/3 innings coming into the game. Pitch from Nickel, fouled off to the third base dugout by Cesar. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Alvarado's ERA went up in the first game.
Sure
He
did.
pitched an inning and a third, and gave up a bunch of runs to Brush, probably about 7 or 8. Cesar strikes out on a curveball in the dirt. So Cesar struck out twice. And for the Brush Beat Diggers on the inning, 4 runs on 3 hits. There were no Strasburg errors. There was 2 runners left on base. After 1.5 innings, the visiting Brush Beat Diggers on their home field lead the Strasburg Indians 6-2. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Sunset Field, Brush, Colorado, your Brush Beat Diggers with a 6-2 lead after 1.5 innings of play. Brush in the second game of the doubleheader is the visiting team. Jesse Burt comes to the plate, the designated hitter for the Strasburg Indians in their half of the bottom of the second inning. Jace Krieger on the hill for the Diggers. A ball in the dirt. Krieger with 24 pitches. The 1-0 pitch from Krieger to Burt. And Burt fouls that back to the screen. Ball on a strike. We're down to 80 degrees, Evan.
It's nice. Sun's kind of getting to that point where it's like in my eyes, but hey, kind of pull your cap down a little bit.
The 1-1 pitch. Curveball from Krieger to Burt. A strike on the outside corner at the knees. The 1-2 offering from Krieger. Curveball upstairs. 2-2 is the count to Jesse Burt, the designated hitter. Strasburg with a tough stretch of playing a doubleheader against the Diggers. Curveball by Krieger, hit out to left field to Schwint. Schwint about 12 steps to his left and hauls that ball in for the out.
Now batting left fielder number 15.
Cameron Van Loo comes to the plate. He's a sophomore. He came into the game hitting 143. He hits from the left side. They've got about half a dozen guys that hit from the left side.
It's kind of interesting. I mean, I haven't seen another team that does the same thing.
But yet I think they all throw right except for Alvarado. The pitch from Krieger sails all the way to the screen. for a ball.
Krieger, he kind of just needs to get settled in.
Krieger comes into the game with a 3.89 ERA. The 1-0 pitch upstairs. Krieger needs to get back to where he's using his lower body and his legs instead of just flinging it with his upper body. Stubbs Gas and Oil. Fill up your cooler and gas of your car at Stubbs Gas and Oil. Easy and convenient, which makes them the only shop you need. That ball's fouled back over the screen. 2 balls and a strike to Cameron Van Loo. Krieger looks in. Hinojos, the sign. The 2-1 pitch. Strike on the outside corner. Belt high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brush with a 6-2 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Brush has used the long ball today in order to be able to score many of their runs. The pitch from Krieger. Curveball outside. Full count. See if Krieger deals here. Payoff pitch, the 3-2. Kerr right at the knees. Strikeout, looking. Nice pitch by Jace. He hadn't thrown that pitch today. That was the first time that he threw that pitch, and that was a nice spot. And Cesar framed it really well. 2 outs in the inning. Strasburg scored 2 runs in the first inning of the first game, and they scored 2 runs in the first inning of this game. Brings to the plate DJ Cannon. First pitch to Cannon, a ball inside. Krieger, the 1-0. Ball skips past Cesar Hinojos into the screen. He chases it down, flips it over to his pitcher. Two-0 pitch. Krieger, the offering, strike. Outside corner at the belt. The 2-1 pitch. Inside, 3-1. DJ Cannon, the number 9 hitter, the 3-1 pitch from Krieger. A strike on the inside corner at the belt. Full count. Chase just needs to take care of this number 9 hitter on this 3-2 offering. The payoff pitch, foul back.
There just chopped down on it.
Cesar, it's like he knew that ball was going to hit off that post and bounce right back to him on one hop. Gets it back to his pitcher. The 3-2 payoff from Krieger, and that ball's in the dirt. Ball 4. Cannon on at first. Top of the order, Thomas Devlin. Single up the middle his first time up in this game to start off Strasburg. Like I said, Strasburg looks like about their first 4 hitters. They do really well. They hit the ball. They put the ball in play. But the bottom 5, 6 hitters, maybe not so much. Pitch at the knees, inside corner, a strike to Devlin. Krieger from the stretch. Curveball fouled off. Devlin's a freshman. I don't think he's seen that curveball, and his back foot was bailing on that, but just barely made contact at the plate. Cannon with the lead. I think Jace could go over there and probably nail him, and the ball hit to right field. Single.
Great job there by Tyler Griffith coming in to keep anyone from moving further than they already needed to.
Jack Swanson.
Brings to the plate. Yep, there you go. Jack Swanson coming to the plate. Thomas Devlin came into the day hitting .414. At least this game, he's 2 for 2. I know he had a hit in the first game. I think he was 1 for 3. First and second, 2 out. Krieger, the pitch, outside. Krieger and Hinojos working together. Lead off in the pitch and swing and a miss on a pitch that was belt high.
Big swing and a miss there.
One ball, one strike to Jack Swanson. Swanson singled his first time up. Calls time at the plate. Krieger might have been taken just a fraction longer, and Swanson picked up on that and said, hey, I'm going to take a time here if I can, and the umpire granted it. Krieger looks back, the 1-1, and Swanson hits the ball to center field, and DJ Cannon comes in to score. Thomas Devlin goes to third, and Jack Swanson 2 for 2 on the day. And with an RBI single here in the bottom of the second inning. Coach Odell encouraging his charges. 2 outs, runners at the corners. Cole Nickel double his first time up. And hits the ball right back over Krieger's head. Hopped over Krieger's head, and Devlin comes in and scores, and Swanson moves up to second, and Nickel 2 for 2. Top of the order for Strasburg. They hit the ball well. Comes to the plate, Daniel Alvarado with his 600-plus average. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Curveball fouled back to the screen. Strasburg puts up crooked numbers in the first and the second inning, as well as Brush. Pitch by Krieger outside. Ball on a strike to Alvarado. The 1-1 offering. Curveball outside. Krieger 50 pitches, 29 strikes. The 2-1 pitch outside. 3 balls and a strike to the cleanup hitter, Daniel Alvarado. Alvarado started as pitcher in the first game and went about an inning and a third and gave up a bunch of runs to Brush. The pitch. And Alvarado fouls that back down the left field line and out of play. Full count. Full count. Payoff pitch from Krieger to Hinojos. Alvarado at the plate, runners at first and second, 2 out, and the pitch. And Alvarado hits the ball to, I did not see,
Kyle Wellen.
Kyle Wellen. Wellen just picks it up and steps on the bag. And thanks, Evan. I did not see where that ball went. Sometimes it's difficult in order to be able to pick it up. So for Strasburg, they scored 2 runs on 3 hits. There was 2 runners left. After 2 complete innings, the Brush Beet Diggers 6, Strasburg Indians 4. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. To the top of the 3rd inning with the Brush Beet Diggers coming to the plate. Equitable Savings and Loan, mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go. Check it out today. Cole Nickel on the hill for Strasburg, 58 pitches on the day, 30 strikes. We're just over an hour old on the game, and Brush with a 6-4 lead. Braxton Shelton will be coming to the plate. Braxton walked his first time up in this game. Braxton's been scruffling. He's been having a hard time, and we're trying to help him out as announcers back here in order to be able to get him some base hits. Because I know he would appreciate it by hearing us if he was tuned in to 1010 KSIR. Braxton's going to figure it out and get a base hit and get things going for the Brush Beet Diggers here on the top of the 3rd inning. Cole Nickel on the hill, toeing the rubber. DJ Cannon behind the plate for the Strasburg Indians. The pitch from Nickel. And Braxton Shelton hits the ball up the middle, past the shortstop for a single, a seeing eye single, past the shortstop.
And he listened to you.
I think Brenda was up in the stands, and I think she was saying, hey, be aggressive up there and get a base hit, right? She's shaking her head. Finally, yes, he needed that. Absolutely. Caden Moriarty comes to the plate. Shelton leading off at first. Nickel, the curveball, a strike, outside corner. Seems like when Brush gets base runners, Nickel throws curveballs. But Nickel, weird that he looks back to first base over his right shoulder, and the ball hit by Moriarty to right field, and Shelton moving from first to third on the hit. Standing up at third, Moriarty with the base hit. Brush is dealing again. Sharply hit line drive.
Good hit there by Moriarty.
Now batting number 2.
Straight past the first baseman and the outfield.
Jace Krieger comes to the plate. He walked his first time up. Not sure what the umpires do with the umpires pointing. Is he giving a warning, Evan? Is that what he's doing? I'm not sure what
Perhaps.
he's doing. I couldn't imagine why.
Strasburg coach kind of shaking his head over there, so.
Maybe it was a warning to the Strasburg bench. Anyway, first and third, Jace Krieger to the plate. Nobody out. The pitch upstairs. Oh, that was a curveball, but it was still out of the zone.
The catcher set up outside.
1 ball, no strikes. Moriarty with a good lead at first. Shelton at third. Coach Odell's talking in his ear. Nickel. The pitch, and Krieger fouls that back over the screen. Ball and a strike. Moriarty was off with the pitch. Moriarty with a good lead at first. 1-1 count, and Moriarty back to first on the pickoff. Alvarado threw the ball back to Nickel, seemingly as there was no problem with his left shoulder at this point in time. Only when he throws the ball away for an error, that's when his shoulder hurts.
Yeah.
The pitch, and Krieger fouls that back. Krieger down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Krieger choked up. The Clyde Freehoff choke up on the knob of the bat. Curveball outside. Moriarty off with the pitch. And the stolen base by Moriarty.
Standing up, steal.
Well, the shortstop, Epson Bradley, came in, and now the infield is playing in for the Strasburg Indians. And he took that on the short hop pitch from Nickel to Cannon, a ball, full count to Jace Krieger. Runners at second and third, nobody out. Good situation for Brush. The pitch, curveball, strike 3, looking on the outside corner of the plate. So runners remain second and third, 1 out. Caden Schwint comes up. Caden Schwint came up, same situation last time, except the bases were loaded, and hit a sacrifice fly out to left field. Schwint, the pitch, curveball, a strike on the outside corner. Brush with a 6-4 lead, top of the third inning, 1 out, runners at second and third. The 0-1 offering from Nickel in the dirt, a ball. Schwint very disciplined, does not swing at pitches out of the zone often. Pitch, and Schwint swings at a pitch out of the zone, up in his eyes. All I had to do was say that, Evan. Why did I say that?
Come on, Kevin.
Just very disciplined, very disciplined. Schwint behind in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nickel, the 1-2, curveball, outside. Oh, I'm sorry. I just don't see the umpire's out call, and that was a strike 3 on the outside corner.
That'll bring up Ty Griffith for the Beat Diggers.
Ty comes to the plate. Perfect on the night. Couple home runs, a double, and 3 singles on the day. Strike on the outside corner. This game, 2 for 2, single and a home run. First game, 2 singles, a double, and a home run. The pitch, Griffith, curveball. Pitch was up in his eyes, and he just couldn't lay off. Pitch looked fat. It's easy in order to pull the trigger when that pitch comes in and it's looking at you right there in the eye. The 0-2 from Nickel, the pitch, curveball, upstairs. Nickel thinks it's strike 3, takes 3 steps towards the dugout. You don't want to show up the umpire. One-two pitch from Nickel to the leadoff hitter, Ty Griffith. And Griffith swings at the pitch, and the ball comes off the screen, and Braxton Shelton comes in and scores. And on the wild pitch, third strike swinging out, Griffith takes first. Brush gets a run and goes ahead in the score 7-4 in the top of the third inning. So it was a wild pitch, third strike. Griffith on at first, Moriarty on at third. Hondo comes to the plate, 2 for 2 this game, double and a single. Griffith with a good secondary at first. Pitch upstairs, ball 1. Griffith, good lead. The stretch from Nickel, the pitch outside. Griffith takes second on the defensive indifference. 2 balls, no strikes to Alejandro Maltos Garcia. Runners at second and third, 2 out. The pitch, curveball, outside. 3 balls, no strikes to the number 2 hitter, the second baseman, Alejandro Maltos Garcia.
Nickel kind of getting frustrated here.
Hondo, the take sign, upstairs. The ball off the backstop. Cannon picks it up, gets the ball back to Nickel. Hondo goes down to first to load the bases. Brings to the plate Kyle Wellen. Wellen, 1 for 2 officially on the day, reached via the air and also had a double his last at bat. Brush can add to that single run on the board here in the third inning, make it a crooked number. The pitch from Nickel. Strike on the outside corner at the letters. The 0-1 offering. Curveball swung on and missed. 0-2 to Kyle Wellen is the count. Nickel up in the count. I'm sure Wellen, all he's going to see is curveball. The pitch, curveball, outside. Nope, strike 3. Strike 3 looking. For Brush in the inning, 1 run on 2 hit. There were no errors. There were 3 runners left on base. After 2.5 innings of play, the visiting Brush Beat Diggers on their home field, 7. The Strasburg Indians, the visiting team, that's the home team, 4. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush with a 7-4 lead as we go to the bottom of the third inning with Strasburg batting. Blake Coombs comes to the plate. Jace Krieger on the hill, 54 pitches. Tapped back to the pitcher. Krieger picks it up, throws over to Wellen at first for the first out. Easy peasy. That's the way you like it. Just a soft little tapper.
Now batting number 9, shortstop, Epson Bradley.
Epson Bradley comes to the plate with 1 out. Krieger, the offering, and Bradley fouls the ball off Hinojos' glove. Strasburg with 7 games in 7 days. They've got 1 kid that playing football, and so he's gone for the rest of the summer, so he won't be here for these 7 games. He's got another kid that needs to be helped on the farm. That was a ball to Epsom Bradley. 1-1 offering. Ball hit down the right field line. Foul ball. Krieger ahead in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tell me about your dog, Evan.
Well, he's a German Shepherd, Lab, Border Collie, and Blue Heeler, so he's quite the mutt, but he's a character, that's for sure. He's a cutie.
1-2 pitch from Krieger. Ball upstairs. 2-2. What color is he?
Well, he's mostly black with white and brown eyebrows and little brown speckles on his legs.
That's what makes him cute, right?
Yeah.
The 2-2 offering from Krieger. Ball's hit, popped up in foul ground. Wellen over. Squeezes the ball. 2 hands. Pop up. Foul territory. 2 outs. Krieger sitting at 60 pitches, 35 strikes. Game, we're an hour and 15 minutes into the game, and we're in the bottom of the third inning with 2 outs. Krieger to Jesse Burt, the designated hitter, fouls it off. Nobody in the on-deck circle. Umpire strolls over and picks up the ball. Shakes his head, a little perturbed that he had to go get it, and none of the younger kids. Anyway, the 0-1 pitch from Krieger to Jesse Burt, and fouled down the left field line. Burt falls behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Evan, we're getting to that point in the game where it's hard to be able to see the bat off the ball.
It is. The sun's right in the right spot where you can't make heads or tails.
As we finished up that last inning, I had no idea where that ball was hit to the first baseman. And that one was hard to see. The 0-2 pitch, curveball, swinging, strike. And that is the out for the inning. Oh, no, I got to go back. And here we go. Inning recap. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. After 3 complete innings, Brush Beat Diggers 7, Strasburg Indians 4. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
And a welcome back to Sunset Field, where the Brush Beat Diggers lead the home team that is playing in Brush today, the Strasburg Indians, while the Brush Beat Diggers on their home field are the visiting. So we have David Wolf coming up to bat first for the Brush Beat Diggers, and Cole Nickel, the pitcher for Strasburg Indians, and DJ Cannon behind the plate. Just getting the last few balls in so we can get the start of this inning ready to go. Last couple practice pitches here, and the throw down to second. And here comes David Wolf.
David Wolf is 0 for 2 on the day in this game. Flew out, struck out looking. Cole Nickel is thrown well, and his curveball bites hard, and something that the Brush Beat Diggers haven't seen. His curveball breaks 10-4 across the zone, but it's a big curveball.
It is. And we're off and ready to go here as Cole Nickel looks down at his catcher, DJ Cannon, and the pitch here is going to be swung on, and that is going to be a strike. That was going to be a ball out of the zone, but swung on there by David Wolf for the strike. And the next pitch is going to be swung on and driven to shallow right field, and the second baseman, that'll be, who is that there?
I'll tell you in just
Coombs.
a second.
I think that's Coombs. Comes back and makes the play for that one. That'll bring up Cesar Hinojos to bat for the Beat Diggers. So 1 out here for Cesar.
Yep, you're right. Blake Coombs, second
Now
baseman.
batting number 22, Cesar Hinojos.
I've got Cole Nickel with 86 pitches, but I think he might be closer to 90 because I know I missed a few in the first inning.
And the pitcher by Nickel. It's a strike on the lower portion of the plate with the curveball. And like Kevin was saying, there's a great cut there by Nickel. Gets set, ready to throw, and the offering. Swung on a ball that was low and in the dirt. So no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here for Cesar, and he's got to really protect here. And the pitch. Strike 3. So Cesar Hinojos strikes out looking there. And so there's 2 outs already with Braxton Shelton coming up to plate. Braxton, last time up to bat, hit a single right
Now
up the
batting
middle.
number 18,
And
Braxton Shelton.
he's looking to do the same thing here.
This game, Braxton is 1 for 1, and he walked his first time at the plate.
And the offering. And that is a strike right on the outside corner of the plate. Braxton getting settled in the box. Hands on his head. And he's ready to go. Kicks and fires and curveball, which is low and outside. Nickel looking in. And the offering. Swung on and driven right to the third baseman, fumbles it, and the throw over to first is not in time. So Braxton Shelton gets a single off of a fumble from the third baseman there, and that'll bring up Caden Moriarty hitting from the left side for the Brush Beat Diggers.
Now batting number 20, Caden Moriarty.
The official book is what Brush does and what they stick in max preps. Will count it as a single. Could have been counted as an error.
And the offering there will be counted as a strike on the inside lower corner of the plate. Nickel gets set, looking in at his catcher, DJ Cannon. Looks back at Braxton, and the offering. Swung on and chopped foul right in front of the Strasburg dugout, and Caden Schwint runs all the way over there in order to get it. He loves that running. He sure does. Braxton with a good lead at first base. Moriarty ready at the plate. And the pitch. Braxton goes, and no throw. So Braxton with a stand-up steal with 2 outs. Moriarty with 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the Beaters leading 7-4 here in the top of the 4th. The offering. Runner, strike 3 there for Moriarty. So, with no runs, 1 hit, and no errors, the Beaters lead the Strasburg Indians 7-4. You're listening to Brush Beaters Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. And welcome back to Sunset Field, where we do have a pitching change, which is brought to you by Greg Mullins at State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Greg Mullen and his team are there to make the insurance world easy for you. Call them today at 842-4555. And we'll have the pitching change by Samuel Metlin coming in to pitch here. And we'll see here who's coming up to bat.
Cameron Van Loo struck out his first time up, 0 for 1 officially on the day.
So Cameron Van Loo is coming to bat.
Cameron Van Loo.
It's a great last name. Just got to say that. So we have Sam Metlin for the Beaters pitching for us today. Looks in his catcher, Hinojos, and the offering. That is going to be a strike on the outside portion of the plate. So 1 strike here for Van Loo. Metlin gets the sign. And the offering. That's going to be a strike on the lower upper corner of the...
Lower upper corner?
My bad. The inside upper corner of the plate.
I thought that was something that only I would say.
Great minds think alike there, Kevin. And the offering here. Swung on. And that's a strike 3 for Van Loo. So 1 out here. And that brings up DJ Cannon, the freshman catcher. Hitting from the right side. Metlin looking in at his catcher. And the offering. That's going to be low. So 1 ball, 1 out. Beaters lead 7-4 at the bottom of the 4th inning. Samuel Metlin looking in. And the offering. That's going to be on the lower. Oh, that caught the lower corner of the plate.
Right at the knees.
Yep, right at the knees. Kind of a late call there by the umpire. And the pitch. Swung on and lifted into shallow. Looks like
third baseman.
Yeah, third baseman. Who's that? Caden Moriarty makes the catch there. Kind of hard to see here. That's where the sun is right now.
Now batting third baseman number 2, Thomas Devlin.
So that'll bring up Thomas Devlin, who is at the top of the order for the Strasburg Indians.
Devlin's 2 for 2 in this game.
as a close stance, and the offering by Metlin is chopped right down the third base line and goes foul. So that's one strike here for Devlin. Running back to get all set up again. And we'll get started here shortly. So Devlin with one strike and 2 outs here at the bottom of the 4th inning. Samuel Metlin looks in as catcher, Hinojos. And the pitch. Swung on and driven down the first base line, and in charging is Ty Griffith, and it goes foul. But Ty Griffith does not make the catch, but great effort there by Ty Griffith in right field, coming in to make that catch. So 2 strikes here for Devlin.
Kyle Wellen also gave chase. Is that it was just a flare down the right field line,
Yep.
and it was kind of in no man's land. Neither one was going to get it, but both gave good effort.
Glad to see that. Devlin set in the box, close stance. The pitch from Metlin. That's going to be a curveball on the inside. So that's going to be a ball. So 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs, and Devlin still with that close stance there. And the offering by Metlin. That's going to be on the outside lower portion of the plate for a ball. That evens the count at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. The bottom of the 4th inning. And the pitch. Strike on the upper outside corner of the plate. There you go. So, with no runs, no hits, no errors,
Nobody left on base.
and nobody left on base, you're listening to Brush Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. And welcome back to Sunset Field in Brush, Colorado, where the Brush Beat Diggers take on the Strasburg Indians and are leading currently 7-4. The Beat Diggers are the visiting team in this home game, and it's the top of the 5th inning as Samuel Metlin comes up to bat for the Beat Diggers. So Nickel kind of getting adjusted over at the mound. And Samuel Metlin, is this his first plate appearance in this game, Kevin?
Yes.
Yes, so this is his first plate appearance in this game. Nickel looks into his catcher, DJ Cannon. Looks for the sign, and the offering by Nickel. Swung on and driven deep left field, and that thing is out of here. So a home run on the first pitch in his in his game debut today. Man, great hit there by Samuel Metlin, and great job, and gives us another one. So it's 8-4 now by courtesy of a home run by Samuel Metlin. He just really helped his cause there, Kevin.
Absolutely. I mean, he jumped on that pitch, and it got out of here in a hurry. It went down the left field line. Doesn't have to go that far in order to get over that 300-foot fence, but enough in order to be able to count as a 1 on the board for the Beat Diggers. 8-4 lead for the Brush Beat Diggers.
So great job there by Sam Metlin, and that bring up Caden Schwint here for the Beat Diggers. Nickel gets the sign, nods, and fires with a curveball in the inner lower portion of the plate. That's going to be a strike. So no balls, 1 strike, and 0 outs for Caden Schwint. Looking to bunt here. Pulls back in time with a ball in the dirt on the outside. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And Nickel looking in. And the offering. Bounces in there. Almost blocked by DJ Cannon. But gets behind him. So they get a new ball into him. So 2 balls and 1 strike.
We're getting close on Cole Nickel. I've got him at 100 pitches, but like I said, I missed maybe 4 or 5 in the first inning. So he's probably sitting about 104, 105, somewhere in that range. So he's getting close.
Swung on and popped foul over the back screen towards the lights. And that's that swamp that Kevin always talks about with the alligators in it.
Pitcher can throw 110 pitches legally in a game, or they can finish the batter once they've started that batter, and as long as it's less than 110.
And the offering curveball in there for, just outside. So brings it to a full count here. And Kevin, I just have to ask, how you doing?
How am I doing? I'm doing wonderful. This is a beautiful day. I mean, goodness sakes, let's play baseball.
And the curveball is in there on the outside. Oh, wait, that is called a ball there. So
Schwint
ball
walks.
4. Yeah, ball 4, and Schwint walks. So Schwinty gets on first, and that'll bring up Ty Griffith.
There was always a thing when I was in college. You know, it was beer, brat, and baseball. You know, it's like the
three Bs.
The bees go with it. You know, in order to be
yeah.
able to take care of things. I don't think Verna has any brats back here, and I know she doesn't have any beer. But we've got baseball.
Runner, and that's driven down the center field and caught. So Schwinty has to run back, and does he have enough speed? He does, and he's called safe. He runs all the way to second base, then all the way back to first, and is called safe. But Ty Griffith has unfortunately caught, the center fielder there caught Ty Griffith's hard-hit ball. He just has to go forward just a little bit to catch that.
That's the first time that Ty Griffith has been sent back to the dugout today.
Yes.
Evan.
So that was Swanson over in center field that made that catch there.
Swanson with a heads-up play. I mean, he could see Schwint on the move on the pitch, and as soon as the ball was hit to him, it got to him quickly. He caught it and was able to get a good throw to the first baseman Alvarado, and just barely Schwint just barely got back into first base.
Yeah, and that'll bring up Alejandro Maltos Garcia. So Hondo up here, strapping kid, throwing upper 80s for the Beat Diggers this year. And the pitch by Nickel on the outside, that's behind the catcher, and Schwint takes second on a passed ball. The wind has really died down here in Brush. The sun is right at that third baseman level, so you can't really see him. And Hondo gets settled in that box. Nickel looks back at Schwint, steps off, and kind of gives his shortstop and second baseman the, come on, guys, what are you doing? He's off so far. What are you guys doing? You got to cover that.
And this has got to be the last batter that Cole Nickel will face today.
And the curveball thrown into third, and Schwint is sitting on the base. He slid and sat on that base. So Schwint takes off for third and gets there. So 2 balls, no strikes, and 1 out here for Alejandro Maltos Garcia. Schwint at third. Runners nowhere else in sight. Beaters lead 8-4, and the offering by Nickel is going to be in the dirt. And no run there by Caden Schwint.
The ball skipped away from the catcher maybe 10 or 12 feet, and he was able to get over to it. And Schwint realized that he didn't have a jump, and so he did not come in. With 1 out, and you've got your 2-3 hitters coming up, 2-3-4 hitters coming up behind you, you've got a good chance of being able to score.
Yeah, on the offering. Swung on and chopped right up the second base line. And Alejandro Maltos Garcia gets himself a single.
And RBI.
And
that should be the last batter for Cole Nickel.
Now batting number 13, Kyle Wellen.
I think he's not coming out. So that'll bring up Kyle Wellen. So this might be his last batter here. Who knows? Beaters lead 9-4.
Well,
at the bottom of the 5th, and the offering swung on. And the ball low in the zone.
Stand right there, Tammy. You're blocking the sun, and I can see anything hit to left field. I'm not going to be able to tell where that ball is going.
And the pitch swung on and chopped back foul. So Welland falls behind here in the count. 0 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out with a runner on first in the form of Alejandro Matos Garcia.
Brush with a 9-4 lead. They put up another crooked number here in the 5th inning.
And the pitch. Outside and in is Alejandro Matos Garcia. He was in standing, but really he should have been in diving. That was a really close call. And Alvarado placed the tag on him perfectly. As well and getting comfortable in the box. And the offering. That's going to be a curveball outside. So that evens the count at 2-2. Nickel looking in on his catcher. Gets a sign. And the pitch. That's going to be a strike 3 called there by the umpire. So that's looking strikeout. And up comes David Wolf for the Beat Diggers. And here's the coach for the Strasburg Indians, and he says, "You're done."
Yep, he definitely went over 110 with this last batter with Kyle. Maybe I wasn't so far off.
Maybe not.
I was thinking I was 4 or 5 pitches off, but I guess not. And I got him sitting at 113 right now. And so we'll have a pitching change. Brush Beat Diggers lead the Strasburg Indians 9-4. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
And welcome back to Sunset Field, where we've had a pitching change for the Strasburg Indians. And his name is Cameron Van Loo. So Cameron Van Loo comes in from left field to pitch for the Indians. And it looks like, is it Braxton Coombs? Goes out to left.
Blake Coombs goes out to left.
Blake Coombs goes out to left field. And
Cole Nickel
goes to second. We're going off of a last name only roster here. So
Cameron Van Loo, a sophomore, comes into the game with a pitching record of 1-1, an 8.59 ERA, and he's pitched 7.1 innings, struck out 11, and he throws from the left side. I only thought it was Alvarado was the only one that threw from the left side, but I guess they've got more lefties than what I give them credit for. So anyway.
So Alejandro Matos Garcia makes his way back to first base, and David Wolf comes in to hit for the Beat Diggers with 2 outs at the top of the 5th inning. The Beat Diggers scored 2 runs in this inning.
About 3 more minutes, Evan, and that sun will be down, and then I can see again.
It'll be wonderful. Van Loo with the offering. Swung on and driven right to the second baseman for the force out at first base. So Nickel, with the grounder straight to him, goes to first base for the out. So with 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base, you're listening to Brush Beat Diggers Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
You're back with Brush Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning where your Brush Beat Diggers are leading the Strasburg Indians 9-4. The sun is just dropping below the horizon, and we can finally see, looks like they've turned the lights on here at Sunset Field, and they'll be taking cover on the field here shortly. Sam Metlin, the pitch, a strike to Jack Swanson. Swanson 2 for 2. One of these top of the order guys, it seems like they put bat on ball just like nobody's business. Metlin, the pitch, fouled back by Swanson to the backstop.
Right in front of me, actually.
Metlin, 11 pitches in his last inning of work. The count 0-2, the offering from Metlin. Outside.
And there goes that sun finally.
I think we might be able to see where the ball goes
A little
at
better
this
now,
point
yeah.
in time. Yep. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the batter, Jack Swanson, senior for the Strasburg Indians. The offering. Curveball. Chopped into the ground. 2-hopper to Moriarty over to first and safe at first. Swanson gets down the line pretty good. That's a base hit. There's nothing that Moriarty could do on that other than what he did. I mean, he fielded on the second hop and give a good strike over to Kyle Wellen at first, but could not get the speedy Swanson at first base. Now we've got the number 3 hitter in the lineup, Cole Nickel. Cole Nickel threw his allotment of 110 pitches plus. Sam Metlin, the pitch. Strike right down the middle at the knees. Brush with a 9-4 lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Swanson with the lead. Wellen holding him on at first. Metlin, the pitch, and Swanson is off, and he's got that base stolen. And the ball goes into center field, and Swanson moves up to third. So that's an error on the catcher's throw.
You know, as the ball is going on the ground, Braxton Shelton kind of pulled his head away from it, but there was nothing he could really done because it was too far to his right. Our left, his right. Now the infield is playing in for the Beat Diggers.
Cole Nickel 2 for 2 on the day, a double and a single, and swings at that pitch up in his eyes, missing it. Counts 0-2 to Cole Nickel. Swanson leads off from third, nobody out for the Strasburg Indians in the bottom of the 5th inning. The pitch from Metlin fell back to the screen. One-two count to Cole Nickel. The pitch, curveball, fisted back to Metlin. Metlin looks Swanson back to first and throws over to Wellen at first for the out, and Swanson stays home at third. Good job by Sam as he picked up the ball, fielded it cleanly, and threw over to first base for the out. Metlin inducing that soft grounder to the mound. 1 out. Swanson still on at third, and that brings to the plate Daniel Alvarado, our plus 600 hitter starting the day. Pitch out of the zone, upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes to Alvarado. The pitch from Metlin, swung on and missed by Alvarado. I like what Metlin does on the mound. He's composed and just goes about his business, nice and smooth.
Yeah.
And throws strikes, throws right around the zone. 22 pitches, 16 strikes. I mean, he just throws, pounds his zone. And that ball's fouled back over the screen.
See, and I've been playing with these guys for years. And, I mean, it's progressively gotten better, of course. But I remember him pitching back when we were, I want to say, in probably 6th grade, 5th grade. And it was the same deal. He'd kind of get his composure and lock in. And
the 1-2 pitch, curveball, and that gets underneath Hinojos and dropped third strike. So Alvarado on at first, and Swanson stayed home at third. Drop third strike, and we're good, and we're good. So
Well, Kevin, I think it's past supper time here, so what's your favorite food to eat for supper?
I like spaghetti and meatballs, Evan.
Oh, that's always a good one. The offering here by Samuel Metlin is outside.
To Blake Coombs. Blake Coombs comes to the plate 0 for 2. Struck out looking and grounded out. I don't think Alvarado has much speed, but we'll see what he does at first base with first and third. The pitch from Metlin. A strike on the outside corner at the knees. Ball on a strike to Blake Coombs. Brush with a lead, 9-4, but Strasburg threatening with one out in their half of the fifth inning. Alvarado the lead, Swanson the lead at third, and Coombs, yep, there we go. Coombs tried to bunt the ball, so that's a called strike, and Alvarado took the secondary lead, but since Coombs missed it, he was late getting back Hinojos through and got Alvarado out at first.
Great job there by Cesar Hinojos in getting the out there. The offering by Metlin is upstairs.
So 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Blake Coombs. 2 outs and runner at third, Jack Swanson. See if Metlin can be tough and get out of this inning. That ball a little bit low. Full count to Blake Coombs. See if Metlin is deceptive enough in order to be able to get Coombs to swing at his offering, this 3-2 offering that is on the way. Metlin from the stretch. The pitch. And grounded towards first baseman. And, Swanson scores. Kyle Wellen led Metlin with the ball, but
just a little too far.
The ball didn't get to the pitcher. So
no.
Basically, Swanson scores on the air by the first baseman, Wellen. And Swanson scored, so that makes the score 9-5. And Blake Coombs moves up to second base. Brings to the plate Epsom Bradley.
Now batting number 9, Espen Bradley.
Metlin at 30 pitches, 21 strikes. Exactly where you want him to be. That's where he was in the last game that he was pitching against Valley. The pitch from Metlin, fouled off at the plate. Something funky is going on with the scoreboard out there. Their lights go dim, get bright, go dim. Score's right. Count's right. The outs are right. But just something that just catches your eye. Kinsey, are you doing anything to that? Oh, okay. All right. The pitch from Metlin. Low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Epsom Bradley. 0 for 2. 2 flyouts. Pitch. Upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. Sam just needs to be aggressive with Bradley at the plate. Go get him right here. Pitch low. It's a good pitch. I've seen Bradley swing at that pitch before. 3-1 to Epsom Bradley, the sophomore. The offering. Strike. Full count.
He thought he was out there, so he starts walking back to the dugout, and it was only strike 2.
Just a little bit of a late call from the umpire, but that's okay. 3-2 count. Metlin will be dealing the payoff pitch. Curveball, strike 3, out, looking. For Strasburg, they scored 1 run on 1 hit. There was 1 brush error and 1 runner left on base. After 5 complete innings, Brush 9, Strasburg 5. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 5 complete innings in Sunset Field in Brush, Colorado. The Brush Beat Diggers, the visitors, lead the home team, Strasburg, 9-5 as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Cesar Hinojos will be leading off. Cesar, not one that you really want to shout home for, but he's 0 for 3 so far in this game. You don't want to have this at-bat in the way the other 3 at-bats have. Otherwise, he'll have the golden sombrero. Cesar is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts at this point, but Cole Nickel had a very sharp breaking curveball and struck out a number of batters. I'll have to look up and see how many batters he struck out. But Cesar comes to the plate for Brush in the top of the 6th inning. Your friendly local community bank serving Wiggins and all surrounding areas, High Plains Bank. Find out more at highplainsbank.com. I think Cesar will perform differently against Cameron Van Loo than he did against Cole Nickel. Van Loo, the pitch, and Cesar hits the ball to the second baseman, slow roller, and over to first base. Same result, but better than a strikeout for sure. Soft grounder to the second baseman. 4-3 for the put out, brings to the plate Braxton Shelton. Shelton this game walked and 2 singles, 2 for 2. Hit the ball up the middle, Braxton. That's all you need to do, Cowboy. Van Loo with the pitch. Ball. Always have to wait just a little bit with this umpire. I'm not sure if that arm is coming up, and I can't see around on that other side.
It's hard to tell.
1 ball, no strike, pitch, curveball, strike, cut through the zone. Ball and a strike to Braxton Shelton. Braxton scrambling this game, put together a good game. Pitch in the dirt.
Went right over his shoelaces. So it was definitely close there.
You definitely don't want to have that ball hit you on your toe. That would hurt for a long time. The 2-1 offering, Van Loo, strike, letter high, inside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Come on, Braxton, base hit right here. I can root like that, can't I, Evan?
Yeah.
Braxton swings through the curveball offering from Van Loo for a strikeout swinging for the first out in the inning.
Second out in the inning.
Second out in the inning.
Number 20, Hayden Moriarty.
That's why I have you sitting here next to me. See, I was helping Beltran the other day. He was trying to have somebody else come in the game that had already been in the game or pitched the day before, and I was kind of like, nope, that's not going to work. The offering from Van Loo to Moriarty, a ball upstairs. Moriarty 1 for 2 this game, a walk, single, and struck out looking on that nasty curveball that Cole Nickel was throwing. Van Loo, the 1-0 offering. And Moriarty gets all that ball, but foul down the right field line. Maybe 20 feet to the left, and that would have been a home run.
Yeah.
1-1 count. Van Loo, the offering. Curveball upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. Just over 2 hours game time here in the top of the 6th inning. The pitch from Van Loo swung on and missed.
That was a ball way outside.
I think it was an off-speed pitch, and I mean, it looked fat, and I think Caden saw that. It looked fat. And that's why I think he swung through it. The 2-2 pitch, curveball outside,
About
full count.
About the same spot it was last time.
But I think he put a little more of a spin on that ball than he did one before. The one before might have just been a straight change. 3-2, the payoff. Moriarty hits the ball out to Swanson in center field. Swanson comes over, flaps his glove a couple times, catches it for the out. Swanson makes the out, and for Brush, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. After 5.5 innings, Brush 9, Strasburg 5. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Sunset Field, Brush, Colorado, Brush Beat Diggers 9, Strasburg Indians 5. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Jesse Burt, the designated hitter, comes to the plate for the Strasburg Indians. Sam Metlin on the hill. Metlin, 36 pitches, 24 strikes. He's throwing the 2-to-1 ratio.
Doing a good job there.
Pretty consistent in what he does. He's just pretty comfortable on the mound. I like what he does. I really do. There's a number of these pitchers for Brush that are juniors. Metlin, Moriarty, Hondo, Braxton when his arm is good, and Jace Krieger. I mean, there's a number of pitchers, and they throw the ball well.
I miss the days when Braxton was pitching. He throws some good stuff.
Pitch from Metlin. Grounded 2-3 hopper to Moriarty, and he one-hopped well and over it first. It was kind of like the Nolan Arenado when he was at third and the sun was shining in Helton's eyes, and he'd take it and he'd long hop it to Helton. And I don't think Moriarty was trying to do that, but he did. It was a long hop, and Wellen was able to come up with that play. So a ground out by Burt for the first out. And that brings to the plate Cameron Van Loo. First pitch, swinging strike right at the belt. That might have been because Moriarty threw yesterday and his arm could have just been a little bit tired. And that ball just stuck in his hand a little bit longer and he wanted it to. That pitch was outside, a ball, 1 ball and a strike. 1 out for the Strasburg Indians in the bottom half of the 6th inning. The pitch from Metlin, a strike on the outside corner. Painted the pitch right on the block. Talked to Coach Hacker as he was going to the third base box to find out how many pitches he had Cole Nickel for. And that ball fouled up down the third base line and drops foul for just a long foul ball. As Coach Hacker was going from the first base dugout to the third base box, I just asked him how many pitches Cole Nickel had, and he said he knows he went into that last at bat with Welland less than 110. But he wasn't sure exactly what it was, and I had him at 113, so, you know, he needed to come out at that point. Anyway, the pitch from Metlin, breaking ball, strike 3, swinging strike.
Now batting number 7, DJ Cannon.
2 outs in the inning. DJ Cannon, the number 9 hitter, comes to the plate. Metlin needs to get this guy right here so we don't face the top of the order, at least until the 7th inning. Metlin, the pitch. Strike got the outside corner at the knees. I like that pitch. I really do.
That was a good pitch.
Beautiful, beautiful day for baseball. Goodness sakes. Metlin, the offering. Swinging strike.
You know,
Ball was at the knees.
Yeah. Like you're saying, this day can be described as picturesque. You know, you can make a painting out of this. It's very pretty out here.
The offering, the 0-2 upstairs. Changed eye level for the batter. That pitch was up out of the zone. Sometimes you just never know. After being low, you throw one high and the batter swings and you miss and you get a strikeout that way. The 1-2 offering from Metlin. And grounded back up the middle. Hondo over to second and throw to first and safe at first. That was going to be a tough play. I mean, just going through the grass. The grass slowed that ball down, and DJ Cannon gets down the line pretty good. So we'll give him a single. Hondo made a valiant effort in order to get the ball over to Wellen at first, but I think that DJ Cannon was going to leg that out for a base hit. Ball comes back off the screen and throws down to second. Wild pitch. Ball. But DJ Combs advances on the wild pitch.
DJ Cannon there.
DJ Cannon advances on the wild pitch.
There's Blake
Coombs, DJ Cannon. They're all blending together here right now. The pitch from Metlin, low. 2 balls, no strikes. Ty Griffith is behind the plate. I don't see Cesar on the field, and I don't know who's in right field at this point in time. The pitch from Metlin, upstairs, a ball. 3 balls, no strikes to the leadoff hitter, Thomas Devlin. 2 singles in 3 at-bats in this game.
That might be Nate Tyne over in right field.
The ball hit by Devlin to right field, and DJ Cannon rounds third and holds up. Devlin, a sharp single line drive to right center field.
And yes, that is Nate Tyne over in right field.
Now batting number 5, Jack Swanson.
So first and third, 2 down. Brush needs to get out of this inning without giving up any runs. But yet you've got the top of the order at the plate. Now you've got Thomas Devlin, 3 for 4. Now you've got Jack Swanson at the plate. He's 3 for 3. First pitch from Metlin to Swanson, a ball low. Strasburg wanting to score here in the 6th inning to narrow the gap. The pitch from Metlin, a swinging strike, and we've got a throw out by Ty Griffith to Alejandro Maltos Garcia. So the out on the attempted stolen base, caught stealing from the catcher Griffith to Alejandro Maltos Garcia, and that is that in the 6th inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. Your score after 6 complete innings of play: Brush 9, Strasburg 5. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. To the top of the 7th inning with your Brush Beat Diggers leading the Strasburg Indians 9-5. Cameron Van Loo on the hill for Strasburg. Coming to the plate for the Diggers in the top of the 7th inning is Sam Metlin. Sam hit a home run his last time at the plate. Hit a line drive right down the left field line, and it was just a matter of whether it's going to be fair or foul, and it stayed fair. Van Loo, 13 pitches, 8 strikes. B&B Appliance and Repair, from refrigerators to vacuums and everything in between. They have exactly what you need and service it too. Metlin in the first game,
Batting
2
leaders,
hits,
number
3
9,
hits,
Sam
3 hits in
Metlin.
the first game. So he came into the day hitting 100, and his average is doing nothing but going up.
Yep.
At this point in time. It's what you want to see when these guys can face pitchers that they can handle. You face guys like Ryan Urey, you know, from Eaton, and Logan Mosier from Eaton, and you know, it's like they put up a bunch of zeros on you. Metlin hit by pitch.
He kind of smiles and throws his bat down and takes off.
Was a off-speed pitch on the inside part of the plate. Metlin kind of spun out of the way, but it just caught him. It just caught him on the hip, and we've got a courtesy runner.
Now batting number 14.
Dominic Ontiveros comes in to be the courtesy runner for Sam Metlin. Aiden Schwint comes to the plate. Nobody out. Runner at first. Van Loo, lefty. To Schwint. No balls. 1 strike to Caden Schwint. This game, sacrifice fly, a strikeout, and a walk, so he's 0 for 1 officially. Van Loo, the 0-1 offering. And Schwint fouls the off-speed pitch to the third base dugout. Brush plays on Monday against Platte Valley. That game will be a 3:30 start in Kersey. John Beltran will have that for you on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Van Loo, the 0-2 pitch, outside. Dominic Ontiveros, the courtesy runner at first. Conservative lead. Not a big secondary, but that's okay. We don't need to have a mistake on the base paths. That pitch from Van Loo inside to Schwint. Schwint had the dance out of the way from that pitch. Evan, you looked up what time the Nuggets were supposed to start. Was it 8?
No, they already started at 6.
Oh, they started at 6. Okay, all right. The pitch. And Van Loo had him picked off, and he threw it away. And Ontiveros goes to second and on to third. And Ontiveros is going to come all the way around. And he's out at home.
He didn't really slide into that one. I don't know what to call that, but.
Well, we've got the error by Van Loo as he throws it away, but then Ontiveros comes around and is out at home as he's tagged out from first base to the catcher. So the 2-2 pitch to Schwint, upstairs, ball 3.
And we just got confirmation that the Nuggets won 126 to 115.
Good for the Nuggets. They won in 6. John Beltran was saying that Portland was going to beat the Nuggets in 6. And Schwint on ball 4 hits him, and he goes to first base on the hit by pitch. Ontiveros scurried around the bases, got to second, got to third. I couldn't see if Coach Odell was holding him up or waving him on.
He waved him on. And
But
said, all right,
Ontiveros kept on coming, and his slide into home wasn't the smoothest, but they had him out by 3 or 4 feet. 1 out, Schwint on at first, Van Loo the pitch to Ty Griffith. And the ball in the dirt underneath the catcher. The catcher can't find it. Schwint stays right where he is.
kind of frustrated with himself because he could have made second base easily, especially with his speed.
Van Loo, the 1-0 count to Ty Griffith. The pitch, Schwint on his way to second. and he has that base stolen. Strike at the plate. Stolen base by Schwint. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner in scoring position. Be nice to be able to get an extra run here to be able to just give us
A little bit of cushion there.
A little bit of a cushion. The Rockies had that last night. They went into the 8th inning with a 4-3 lead, and they were able to score 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th, and they just had that little bit extra cushion, and
Just
they go
in
to the
case.
9th, and it just takes all the pressure off. Takes the pressure off. So Brush with a 9-5 lead. Be great to be able to get to a 10-5 lead. Time at the plate called by the umpire. Van Loo with a 1-1 pitch, the offering. Griffith hits the ball out to left field, and it lands in front of the left field. Schwint was on his way to third, but since they didn't know where the ball was, he ended up running all the way back to second, even though the ball landed in front of the second or the left fielder. So Griffith with a single. Schwint just stays at second. So we'll just call that what it is. Could have been to third, could have scored, but we're going to stay. He stayed at second, held up. So the bases first and second. And we've got one of the coaches coming out to talk to the pitcher, Van Loo. Van Loo only with 23 pitches at this point. So I'm sure this is, hey, keep firing strikes. You're a sophomore, you're young. We want to have you a long time. Just have confidence, continue to pitch well, throw strikes, get ahead in the count. I mean, I'm sure that's what the pitching coach is telling Van Loo. But Brush has runners at first and second. 1 out, and Alejandro Maltos Garcia comes to the plate. Hondo had 6 RBIs in his first 2 at-bats in the first game via the grand slam, and then he came to bat in the second inning with the bases loaded and hit a double to give Brush the 4-2 lead, and then I think at that point in time, I think that might have made it 8-2 when he scored those 2 runs on that RBI double in the first game. Tonight, in this second game, he's 3 for 3 and been on base all 4 times. 2 singles, a double, and a walk. Pitching coach back to the dugout. Van Loo looks into his catcher, DJ Cannon. The offering to Hondo, pops it up and out of play.
Well, that was caught.
That was
right
caught
in front
by
of the
the
Beat
third
Diggers
baseman.
Beat Diggers dugout.
I thought that ball was on this side of the fence. I didn't think it was still in play there. But pop out by the third baseman made the catch. So 2 outs. And Kyle Wellen comes to the plate. 1 for 4 this game. Reached via the air, a double, and struck out twice. And now we've got Schwint possibly in a rundown, and Schwint is safe. And then following that up, then Ty Griffith follows that up to second base. Schwint's fast, and his speed was able to get him to third base. So no error. It's just Schwint, stolen base.
That'll bring up Kyle Wellen here for the Beat Diggers. Runners on third and second.
Kyle Wellen. Runners in scoring position, 2 out. Van Loo, the pitch. And that hits Wellen, just grazes his jersey. So Wellen takes first base on the hit by pitch. And that brings to the plate David Wolf.
And it kind of helps to have those kind of baggy shirts, because then you can kind of
There
Have that
was
drooping out a little bit.
There was one time when I was a sophomore for Fort Morgan, and I had a baggy shirt, and the ball came and it got caught in the fold on the uniform, and the umpire wanted to know where the ball was. I says it's right here, and David Wolf hit by pitch again. He leads the team in hit by pitch. Man, number 4 now number 5, and so that scores a run for Brush. So that gives us our insurance run right there, Evan.
Yeah, it does. Let's see if we can tack on some more here. Maybe end it early.
Cesar comes to the plate.
Everybody kind of settling in as Cesar Hinojos gets in the box.
Cesar at the plate. Pitch inside, a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Cesar Hinojos. Bases are loaded, 2 outs. Ball hit, runners will be running, so base hit, we score 2 easily. If it makes a gap, we could score 3. Pitch to Cesar Hinojos outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Van Loo has thrown more balls than strikes. The pitch. And Cesar hits the ball to the shortstop, line drive for the out to end the inning for the Diggers.
So with a score of 10-5 in favor of the Brush Diggers, you're listening to 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
The Brush Bee Diggers are 3 outs away from sweeping the Strasburg Indians in this doubleheader at Sunset Field in Brush. Sam Metlin is still on the hill for the Brush Bee Diggers. Caden Schwenton left, David Wolf center, Nate Tyne, Cesar Hinojos in right, Caden Moriarty at third, Braxton Shelton at short, Alejandro Maltos Garcia at second, Kyle Wellen at first. Ty Griffin is behind the plate, and Sam Metlin on the hill for the Beat Diggers. 51 pitches, 33 strikes, 18 balls. Jack Swanson comes to the plate for the Strasburg Indians. Metlin, the pitch, low and inside. So Metlin will face the meat of the order for the Strasburg Indians. Brush scored a run in the top of the 7th inning to extend the lead to 5. The pitch from Metlin, inside. Pitch the ball right underneath the umpire. The mosquitoes are starting to come out, Evan.
They are. It's that time of year yet again.
The 2-0 pitch from Metlin, a strike right down the middle. As Bull Brom would say, center cut. 2-1 pitch from Metlin, low and in. 3 balls and a strike to Jack Swanson. 3 for 3 on the day, 3 singles in this ball game. Not a cloud in the sky. And Swanson hits the ball out, so he's 4 for 4. Hits the ball out to Schwint and left field line drive.
Now batting number 20, Cole Nickel.
Cole Nickel comes to the plate, 2 for 3. A double, single, grounded out. Cole Nickel with Daniel Alvarado, the cleanup hitter, on deck. Metlin, the pitch, and that ball is fouled up and out of the way. Definitely cleared the fence.
Definitely.
You would have thought that the sun was in my eyes when I thought that ball was out of play, and the third baseman catches it in play and a foul ground. The last half inning, the pitch from Metlin. Strike on the outside corner. Metlin ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Fouled out of play by Cole Nickel.
Almost hit the light there.
Metlin looks over at Swanson at first. The pitch upstairs. Changed eye level. One, 2 to Cole Nickel, our man with the mullet. Metlin, the 1-2 offering. Fouled back. That pitch was an off-speed pitch. Swanson with a good lead over at first. Doesn't go anywhere, and that's fouled back to the screen. These Strasburg hitters, they're just good hitters. And,
they are.
Whether it's Devlin, Swanson, Nickel, Alvarado, I mean, they're top 4 hitters. They just put bat on ball. I mean, they're just fundamentally sound. They don't overswing. They just find the barrel and put the ball in play. 1-2 offering, curveball, inside. Made Nickel dance out of the way, almost hit him in the foot. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Metlin, the 2-2 pitch, outside, 3-2. Full count, nobody out. The payoff pitch, fouled.
No, that's hit
Nope.
right to short left field.
Schwint catches it in left field. Thanks, Evan.
No problem.
Man, I'm having a hard time seeing.
It is a little hard to see that with, I mean, once it gets above the light level,
Now batting
you
number
kind of lose
18,
it for a minute, but you just got to
Alvarado.
be pretty vigilant about watching that.
Alvarado comes to the plate with 1 out. Jack Swanson on at first. 1 out, 1 on. Brush needs 2 outs in order to close out this game and move to 7-5 on the season. Pitch upstairs to Daniel Alvarado. Alvarado 0 for 3. So maybe his average will come down. Maybe it'll only be above 500 after today. Pitch low and away. 2-0 to Daniel Alvarado. You can just tell he has just a nice approach. He's confident at the plate. The 2-0 offering. Swinging strike at the letters. The 2-1 pitch from Sam Metlin. Hit out to left field to Schwint. Swanson halfway. Schwint catches the ball.
There he goes again.
Swanson still on at first base.
Blake Combs.
Blake Coombs comes to the plate. Strasburg down to their last out from their record, falling to 5-6. And they've got 5 more games against the top echelon of the Patriot League over the course of the next week. Swinging strike by Coombs. Pitch at the letters. Coombs swung through the pitch. Swanson on at first, 2 outs. Metlin with pitch number 70 and tries to pick off over to first base just to keep Swanson close.
Metland doing a very nice job in relief of Jace Krieger in this game.
Krieger is the pitcher of record. He pitched 3 innings. Brush was ahead at that point in time. Pitch from Metland. Curveball, strike. 44 strikes out of his 70 pitches that Metland has thrown. Strasburg down to their last strike, their last out, and the pitch from Metland swung on and missed, and that's an out, and that is the ball game for Strasburg in the bottom half of their inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. For the game, Brush 10, Strasburg 5. We'll have a recap after just a brief time. The score, Brush 10, Strasburg 5. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
The Brush Postgame Show is brought to you by Morgan Community College. MCC is here to make your dreams become a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. Check them out today at morgancc.edu.
We'll just do the quick inversion just before 9 o'clock of the evening. Brush scored 10 runs on 11 hits. Brush had 3 errors, and they left 10 runners on base. For Strasburg, they scored 5 runs on 10 hits. There were 2 Strasburg errors, and they left 6 runners on base. Time of the game, 2 hours and 39 minutes. Jace Krieger gets the win, the victory. Sam Metland came in and pitched excellent in relief. Strasburg, they fall to 5-6 on the season. They've got games with Eaton on Saturday and Monday, 2 games with University on Tuesday, and then a follow-up game on Thursday against Res Christian. So Strasburg is set up basically to go 0-7 to finish the season 5-11. But Brush wins. They go to 7-5 for the season. They needed the win. They've got games coming up next week on Monday and Wednesday against Platte Valley. Monday is at 3:30 in Kersey. John Beltran will have that on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Will you be with him?
I will not. I'll be helping a kids camp. So
okay, all right. So John Beltran will have that game, that call on Monday versus Platte Valley, and then Brush plays Platte Valley on Wednesday at this field.
Yes.
We still have to see what's going to happen with the Liberty Common game, because that game would still have to be rescheduled, but we don't know exactly how that's going to work just because of timing.
Yeah.
I mean, Liberty Common is bunched up, and I'm sure Brush doesn't want to have games after the 10th or on the 10th and beyond, because the playoffs are going to start on the 14th. So we'll just do that quick, easy. Brush wins 10-5 in the second game. They won 15-4 in the first game to sweep the doubleheader. So, Evan, what else do we got?
I think that's it there, Kevin. So
Brush played well. They could have cleaned things up a little bit.
Definitely.
On base running as well as fielding, but a little bit better.
Yeah.
A little bit better. Anyway.
All right. The sound engineer and producer of Brush Beat Your Baseball is Rose Condis. For Kevin Fergus, I'm Evan James with a final score of 10-5. You've been listening to Brush Beaters Baseball on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.